Guys, so after a disastrous Nations League for the U.S., we have the best player on the team, the captain, Christian Pulisic, coming out in a post-match or whatever it was, interview conference, and basically looking like he doesn't give a shit, which is all we needed to see, right? The man basically said, hey, we lost. It sucks, but I'm not going to beat myself over it. We have to go back to our club teams and do our thing there. Let's get over this. Let's move on. We lost. I don't know. I'm paraphrasing, guys, but I was lost for words when I saw this. You never want to see your best player say, hey, we lost. Let's move on. Let's go back to our club teams. Forget this. That's insane, guys. I'm lost for words with these soft players that can have all the talent in the world, man, but we're over here performing like just soft, you know. It's a team that doesn't inspire a lot of confidence. We finally got rid of Greg Berhalter. We have Pochettino now. Team looks just as shit. The guys look like they give even less fucks now. But yeah, we have our biggest player, probably the best player to have ever come out of the United States saying, I'm going back to my club team now. Who cares? And then also they asked him about if the team was lacking aggression. He's like, it's not all about aggression. It's blah, 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 blah. You know, basically downplaying it. Like, hey, we don't need to be aggressive. If we're good, we'll win. No, you need to be aggressive. You need to show that you give a shit, that you care as much as the fans do. You know, as much as some of us on here care. It doesn't look like they care, guys. I mean, like I said, the best player on the team saying that it's not the end of the world. Literally his words. Obviously, it's not the end of the world. Obviously, we're going to be all fine. Obviously, everyone's going to eat tomorrow. Everyone's going to have shelter. Nothing's changed. No one's lost. Unless you bet all your money on these matches where the U.S. lost against Canada and Panama. You're going to be fine. Yeah, you're going to be okay. It's not the end of the world. But damn, would I like to see some different attitude from the players of our national team. Like I said, these guys are the most talented players we've ever had, but they just don't give a shit. You know, they're soft. This national team program has been soft. Literally only two players in the whole squad that was in this Nations League. Maybe only two of them look like they give a shit. Diego Luna and Tyler Adams. Everyone else, I mean, it's just softness. It's just pure softness. Guys not really giving a shit. Guys getting mad when they're criticized. Guys saying that the fans aren't behind them. I can imagine they're upset about the turnout for these last few games, but if you perform like this and you don't give a shit like this, nobody's going to show up to your matches. You know, football or soccer is already not the most popular sport in this country. It's like third or fourth behind three major sports. Fourth or fifth, actually. It's not the third most popular for sure. No, it's not more popular than baseball. It's not more popular than basketball. But anyway, so it's a country where people don't give a shit already. And then you come out saying things like this, just looking like an absolute loser. Like you don't give a shit. Like this is a burden for you to come represent your country. Like I've said before, Pulisic specifically, he's bailed us out so many damn times. But, you know, these words, you know, this attitude, it's, you know, if he's coming out and saying shit like this, of course other guys there are feeling that way. You know, it's really hard to support this team. I can understand why some people want to dip. Some people don't want to give a shit anymore. And I don't blame you guys. It's honestly hard as shit to care. It's hard to look at these guys and hear shit like that and be like, oh, okay, you know, well, let me stick around. These guys are giving it their all. No, they're just crybabies. They're losers. They're soft. They can't even beat fucking Panama at home. It's already 3 times in a row that they lose in a competition, in a competitive game to Panama. They go out there, at least, you know, you would have thought, hey, maybe they'll turn around for the Canada game, maybe make a statement against one of our rivals. No, they look just as shit. Guys looking like they don't care. Guys that are fucking ghosts like Pulisic in this match. Honestly, I was lost for words, and then I see this, and it just angered me. And I'm sure any other fans that see it are going to be angered because that's just absurd, like absurd way of thinking. It's honestly disappointing. It's disgusting. Um, like I said, if some people want to dip out, I don't blame them. I don't blame you if you don't want to support this team. We're a little over a year from the World Cup, and this team is looking like this. Guys that don't give a shit. I don't know if maybe they just didn't give a shit about this CONCACAF tournament because they've won it before, but you don't like that mentality. When the thing that separates good players from these elite players, from these fantastic world class players, is their mentality. I mean, yeah, of course, skill and technique matters a lot, right? But the mentality. We look at these old school guys. I mean, heck, even other sports like Michael Jordan, the NBA. Like these guys want to win everything at all costs. They don't give a shit. They don't give a shit if they have to be dirty. They don't give a shit if they have to fucking get into it with their own fucking teammates or their coach. They want to win. They're mad. They're fucking pissed off. It ruins their fucking day when they lose. When they lose a final, they're fucking pissed and they never get over it. And they come out with a book years later and saying how fucking mad they were and how they wanted to beat the shit out of everyone in sight. But no, these guys don't inspire that. And these guys, to be honest with you, these guys have not achieved anything the previous generations haven't already done with a lot less talent. Beating Mexico, the U.S. has beat Mexico so many times before these guys were even around. They've won CONCACAF tournaments. They've gone to the World Cup and advanced to the round of 16. It's all stuff that's been done, and this team hasn't done anything special. They can't beat anyone of note. They only beat up on the worst Mexican generation ever in football, and that's their only claim to fame. It's unbelievable, guys. I cannot understand why these guys are like that. They're just spoiled. They feel like they're these rock stars that don't have to care, that don't have to give a shit when they don't want to. I don't know who gives them that entitlement because here in the U.S., they're not really big. They shouldn't be that full of themselves to not give a shit. Yeah, they play in Europe, and some of these guys really do perform in Europe, but they come here to the States and they just take it as a little vacation, as a little break, not giving a shit. You just don't see fight from this team. And then you hear things like this, and it's unbelievable. The man literally said, we're going to go to our clubs and forget about it. Like, this is it. Whatever. Leave this behind. Y'all can stay mad. The fans can stay mad. We don't give a shit. The few fans that are left at this point, because nobody showed up to fucking LA for them. I was going to go to that. I was going to go to the match. I'm fucking glad I did it. I'm glad I saved my money. I'm glad I didn't fucking have to book a hotel, drive 5.5 hours, and fucking spend money on tickets and food and parking and all that shit. I saved myself money. I saved myself even more frustration with this team. I watched it at home. I was just mad by myself at home. And next time that they play, that they're somewhere where I can go, I'm going to think about this. And I'm going to remember, these guys do not give a shit. Why the fuck should I spend my money on them? And there's going to be a lot more people that think that same way. It's crazy. It's absurd. I don't know where these guys get off being like that. It's crazy. I mean, it's upsetting. I absolutely love Pulisic. He's one of my favorite players ever. I have like 5 Pulisic jerseys at this point from his different clubs, from national team. The player is fantastic, but this guy's mentality stinks as well as everyone else's. They are not dogs. They don't have the dog in them. These guys are an embarrassment, honestly. Everything that has to do with U.S. soccer right now is just a mess. Pochettino getting paid $6 million to do the same shit that Greg Berhalter was doing. It's unbelievable, honestly. Players that don't give a shit. The only one that cared was a 21-year-old youngster from the Bay Area, Diego Luna. That's it. Nobody else cared. Everyone else, it seems like it's a bother or like it's a fucking drag to come here and play these matches. And fuck, don't show up. It sucks because we don't have anybody else. So we bring all the MLS guys that haven't been called in a while. We're even more fucked because these guys are just shit. But yeah, to see it from these guys playing in Europe, doing their thing. Yeah, you're doing your thing in Europe, but you're not at that level where you could act smug. Pulisic is at one of the worst Milan teams I've seen ever, including the days when they had fucking Fabio Borini starting up front. Weston McKennie and Tim Weah. They played for the worst Juventus I've ever seen in my life. Even worse than the team that was sent to the fucking second division because they were cheating. One of the worst players or teams like I've seen for Juventus. It has to be the worst one. I can't think about it. Yeah, they're doing great, especially McKennie, but they're also not killing it for a prime Juventus team with like Pavel Nedved and Zinedine Zidane and Thuram and all that. Well, Dad Thuram, not this Thuram. But yeah, they're, Gio Reyna not even fucking playing at Dortmund. I mean, he saw the pitch and tried to do something, but yeah, these guys don't have the right to think that they're better than this, than CONCACAF. They don't have that right. They've done what the other national teams have. They don't have the right to think that they're the best freaking U.S. national team ever. Because, like I said, they've only done what the other ones have. It's nothing special, guys. But anyways, at this point, I'm just fucking ranting. It's just upsetting to see this. But anyways, I guess hit the like button, guys. Subscribe. You'll have a good one. Take care.